Let's see or re calculate the resultant force by using the component method. Let's say re force is in this direction. Or this force in this way, other forces still or the balance. Of course, the horizontal force, and then again a vertical force. Just for example, ge o ka bona lefielo ko ntlong le eme in this way, of course is either o thegile le something mo ile is a wall, and then gore le kgone dula mo fase in this way there is a floor. So this force and this force re bitša the components. Remember a component in part of something. So always a force and its components did to create a right angle triangle. As you can see, this is a right angle triangle. This force the vertical component, and then this one a horizontal component because it's horizontally, and then this one is because a vertical. Sometimes this one fy, and then this one fx. This is because a Cartesian plane in this way. This is y-axis and this is x-axis. So this one acts as y-axis, and then this one acts as x-axis. Sometimes you may be required to calculate these components. Mo utlaba unali an angle. Let's say this is angle theta, and then let's say this force, let's say it's just 10 newtons. O ka spalle ku calculator these components. Ge o nyaka o calculator this one ya vertical, re tlo shumisha the trig ratio mo ile this one ge o lebeletše o nyaka, you can say sine, because sine theta ile kana le opposite over hypotenuse, and then your opposite ke fv, and then your hypotenuse ke 10 newtons, and then from there wadira fv subject this is 10 sine theta. And then ge o nyaka go calculate this one, o ka shumisha cos theta, because cos theta ile kana le adjacent over hypotenuse, and then this is hypotenuse, and then from there wadira fx subject of the formula. So this is how we calculate the components. Let's see something here. Let's say a force actor in this direction, and then rabale another force is acting in this direction. Let's say this force is 2 newtons, and then let's say this one is 4 newtons. Let's calculate the resultant force. Remember the resultant force in the F net. The resultant force in over the sum of 2 or more forces. The resultant force le 4 plus -2. The reason negative is because our force is a vector quantity in all direction. So because this one here to the left it's negative, therefore 2 newtons to the right, because it feel positive. And then let's say again a force is acting upward, and then another one is acting downwards. So we're doing the same thing. If this is 2 and this is 4, we're going to calculate the F net or the resultant. So more globally 2 and then plus -4, because this one here downwards, and then downwards key negative direction. More -2 newtons. Therefore this is 2 newtons downwards. But more one dimension. This is one dimension. But now let's see re is two dimensions. Let's say re a force is upward, and then rabale a force is going to the right. Let's say now we calculate the resultant force. Remember this one is on the y-axis and then this one is x-axis. Re calculate the resultant force, re ka add this one and this one. Let's say this is 2 and this is 4. O ka add this force and this force gore kgone create the resultant. This is because these forces ga di in one dimension. O ka kgona bona gore now this is two dimension because the other one is up and then the other one is right. Because re ka di adder is like adder y plus x, and then y plus x ke unlike terms, so o ka se di add. Ge re na le the forces tse le gore they are not in one dimension and then they are perpendicular to each other like this one. Ge re nyaka the f net, re tlo find the hypotenuse. So this hypotenuse re bitša re ke the f net or the resultant. So ge re ka find this f net, re tla ba re kry-ile the resultant, the sum of all these forces. And then because a force is a vector quantity, re la gore re tlo tshwanela gore re bontšhe direction. So ge re nyaka go bontšha this direction, re tlo tshwanela gore re find this angle. And then re la gore re šomiša the trig ratio again. You can say tan theta le kana le opposite over adjacent. Your opposite is 2 and then your adjacent is 4. So from there we'll find your theta, and then finding this theta it will be your direction. So now we're lebelele more questions tse le gore di related to the resultant force or gonna make more sense. This question area determine the resultant force using the component method. First, let's see this as a Cartesian plane. More na le y-axis, and then this one re bona as x-axis. More na le force ya 8 newtons, and then more na le force ya 10 newtons, and then force ya 6 newtons, and then raba le force ya 7 newtons. But lemoga gore this force ya 7 newtons e acta vertically, but as for these forces, they are not acting vertically and then they are not acting horizontally. So now more question area recalculate the resultant force using the component method. Re tlo dira in this way. Re tlo nyaka go find the horizontal components, and then ra di adder together, and then ra find the vertical components, and then ra di adder together. Ge re fetša go di adder together, and then re tlo ba le another Cartesian plane. Let's say the forces ja x di re file gore ke 10, re la gore mo ke tla ba ke na le 10 because it's positive. And then let's say the forces ja y ja vertically di re file gore ke 7, re la gore 7 e tla ba here because it's positive. And then now gore ke kgone go find the resultant. Remember the resultant re no nyaka go add the sum ya this force and this force. But because they are not in one dimension, re la gore ke tlo bala something like this one, and then ka kgona go find this f net. But let's do it step by step re kgona make more sense. So first re tlo lebelela these forces. A re lebelele this force ya 10 newtons. Re nyaka go break this 10 newton force into its components. Re la gore I can form a line in this way, and then yaba the vertical component or the y component more na le angle ya 40 degrees. But ge o rata again o ka dira in this way, y crater in this way, and then this one yaba your vertical, and then this one yaba your horizontal. But o ka kgona go lemoga gore mo ga o ne angle, but what we know gore this is 90 degrees, and then if this is 40 rela gore this one must be 50. So rela gore ge wena o decide go shumisha in this way rela gore more angle ya gago is 50 degrees, but nna ke tlo e dira in this way. Ke tlo create this component in this way, and then this one ya ba fy, and then rela gore obvious this one ke fx. So now ke nyaka go find fy and fx. Ke tlo shumisha the trig ratio. Rela gore if this is angle ke nyaka go find y, ke tlo re sin theta e lekana le opposite and then over hypotenuse. Hypotenuse ke this force ya 10, and then from there rela gore fy e over 10 sin theta, and then the angle theta is 40 degrees. So from there rela gore ge o ka pressa calculator your fy e tlo fa gore ke 6.43 newtons, and then o ka kgone bona gore is upward, so rela gore in terms of direction I will say up. And then now let's see the horizontal fx. So ge ke nyaka this fx ke tlo shumisha cos, rela gore I can say cos theta e lekana le adjacent over hypotenuse. Rela gore this is fx and then hypotenuse ke 10, therefore rela gore fx e lekana le 10 times cos 40 degrees, and then it tlo fa gore ke 7.66 newtons, and then direction rela gore is to the left because o ka kgona bona gore is on the negative sides, so rela gore this is left. This up it will represent a positive, and then this left it will represent a negative because ka kgona bona gore is on the negative sides. So now we create the components ja 10 newtons, which is 6.43 newtons and 7.6 newtons. So now I level ja 8 newtons, but first re ke dingwa le pele ja 10 newtons. So re create gore fx ya 10 newtons ke 7.66 newtons, and then fy re create gore ke 6.43 newtons, and then in terms of direction this one is left and then this one is up. So now let's see 8 newtons. Re tlo dira the same thing for this one ya 8 newtons. Nka create the component in this way, but remember gore ga o ne angle e rela gore ge o ya go create in this way because re tseba gore this is 90 degrees, rela gore more your angle is 70 degrees, and then ge o nyaka o ka create a component ya gago in this way, rela gore this will be your fx and then this will be your fy, but nna ke tlo dira in this way. Mo ke tlo re ke na le angle ya 70 degrees because ke tseba gore this is 90 degrees, and then from there let's find the components. This one ke fy, so now ke nyaka go find fy, rela gore ke tlo re sin theta e lekana le opposite and then over hypotenuse, and then this is hypotenuse which is 8 newtons, and then from there rela gore fy e lekana le 8 times sin 70, and then 8 times sin 70 it will fa gore ke 7.52 newtons, and then o ka kgona bona gore is up, so rela gore direction ya yona is up, and then let's see ya x. So ya x re tlo shumisha cos, rela gore ke tlo re cos theta e lekana le adjacent and then over hypotenuse, so rela gore fx e lekana le cos theta, and then cos theta ya rena ke 70, and then times 8. So e re fa gore ke 2.74 newtons, and then direction is to the right. So now re findile ya 10 le ya 8. So now let's find ya 6, but first re ke ngwa le ya 8 here. So re kreile gore fx ke 2.74 newtons, and then it was to the right, and then fy re kreile gore ke 7.52 newtons, and then it was up. So now at level layer 6. So ge re calculator ya 6 newtons o ka kgona go bona gore this one is a component. So re la gore this is our angle, and then this is fy, and then re la gore this is fx. But ge o nyaka wena o ka create a component ya gago in this way. So re la gore o bo tlo šomiša this angle, and then re la gore be tlo ba 80 degrees because re tseba gore this is 90 degrees. So now let's find fy and fx. Nna ke tlo šomiša this one. So this one ke 6 newtons. Re la gore I can say sin theta e lekana le opposite, and then opposite ke fy, and then hypotenuse ke 6. So re la gore fy e lekana le sin 10, and then times 6. So sin 10 times 6 e re fa 1.04 newtons, and then is downwards. And then now let's find fx. Finding fx go šomiša cos. Re la gore ke tlo re cos theta e lekana le adjacent, which is fx, over hypotenuse. And then from there re la gore fx e lekana le cos 10 times 6, and then the answer is 5.91 newtons to the right ke fx. And then now from here to dira in this way. Re tlo add all forces ja x. Ke tlo add this force and this force, and then ra add the forces ja y, which is this one and this one. But remember re na le another force ya y, which is 7. This one is not component because it acts in a straight line. So now let's add these forces. So more na le x, re la gore re tlo di add together, and then re kgona create the resultant ya x. So ke tlo re rx, or ge o rata o ka engwala in this way, e no re la gore the sum ya x forces. So from there let's add this one is 7.66, and then because it's to the left re la gore ke tlo re negative 7.66, and then this one is to the right re la gore is positive, so ke na le 2.74, and then this one is to the right re la gore is positive, it's 5.91, and then from there the answer it will fa gore ke 0.99 newtons. And because ke positive re la gore this is to the right. And then now let's find the resultant ya y. So this one is up, or re la gore is positive 6.43, and then even this one ke up, or re la gore is positive 7.52, and then this one ke down, re la gore ke minus 1.04. But remember gore re na le another force is on the y, yellow it was on the straight line. So because it's downwards re la gore ke tlo re -7, and then re fa gore ke 5.91 newtons, and then because it's positive re la gore it's up. So now let's see gore re tlo find bjang the F net. So now ke tlo ba le a Cartesian plane. So this is the Cartesian plane, and then because mo ke na le rx e representa gore ke x axis, and then fy e representa gore ke y axis. But now let's see, this value ke positive, so re la gore ke tlo ngwala on the positive sides. Ge be le gore it's negative be ke tlo ngwala on this side. So because this one is positive re la gore ke tlo ngwala on the positive sides, and then this is 0.99. And then let's see here, more na le ya y, and then it's positive re la gore yo ba ka godimo nka se ngwale ka fase because it's negative. So ke tlo dira in this way, this is our y, and then ke 5.91. So now ke nyaka the resultant. So go find out the resultant, obvious re la gore re nyaka the hypotenuse, because these forces now they are not in one dimension. And then this is our angle theta, re la gore re nyaka direction re tlo tshwanela gore kreye this angle. So now re nyaka go find out this fr. Re tlo shumisha theorem of Pythagoras. Theorem of Pythagoras re x squared plus y squared e lekana le r squared. So rena re nyaka this r, re la gore re tlo dira the root both sides, and then ra kgona go kreya r. So from there re la gore I can say fr e lekana le x plus y, and then our rx ke this one, which is 0.99 all squared, and then fy ke 5.91, and then all squared. So the answer e re fa gore ke 5.99 newtons. And then now re tlo tshwanela gore re find the direction. So finding the direction re la gore re tlo tshwanela gore re kreye this angle theta. So let's see gore re tlo dira bjang. And then this one rile ke 0.99, and then this one rile ke 5.91. So from there nyaka go find out the angle. Remember gore resultant re na le yona re kreile gore ke 5.99. So from there to find theta it's straightforward. So I can say tan theta lekana le opposite over adjacent, and then opposite ke 5.91, and then adjacent ke 0.99. So from there, because unyaka theta re la gore o tlo shift tan, and then wa pressa this number, so your angle tlo fa gore ke 80.49 degrees. And then ke tlo re north of east. The reason ke re ke north of east, remember gore ge re na le cardinal place, this is north, this is west, south and east. So ge ke re north of east ke no rela gore angle rena re measure from east e tswelela east, because this is east, and then e approach north. Remember gore this direction ke north, so that is why ke re ke north of east. Ke no rela gore re approach north, and then re move from east. So this is our direction. But let's see ge ile gore o mongwe o choositše this direction the other way around. I mean, like, because o mongwe a ka no ba createile right angle triangle in this way, and then e rela gore yena a ba le this right angle triangle, which is still correct. So re la gore let's say angle ya re la gore this one, and then re la gore you move with this direction, because re nyaka gore this line always approach the resultant. And then remember gore ge le gore this is 0.99, re la gore even this one ke 0.99, and then re la gore even this one ke 5.91 because of this one. So re la gore now yena o na le this picture, and then this is the angle. So ga you find this angle or tan alpha e lekana le opposite ke this one, which is 0.99, and then adjacent ke 5.91. so re la gore oval something like this one. So ge o ka re o try go find your angle, e ka se go fe the same one, ya go fa gore ke 9.51 degrees, but re tlo ngwala as east of north. Ge re re ke east of north, remember gore this is north and then this is east, so e no rela gore e approacha east and then e tswelela north. So it's only the correct answer ge o ka ngwala in this way. So it's all up to you. And then remember gore o ka create this angle o shumisha different trig ratios, because even sine o ka e shumisha, even cos o ka e shumisha, because o na le all sides. So it's all up to you gore o find a bjang angle. But what is important gore re kry-ile fr and then re kry-ile le angle. So that's it for this question anyway. This one re 4 forces A, B, C, and D act at a common point O, as shown in the diagram below. So more na le a diagram. Re na le force A e le gore re ka kgona go ba le component ya yona, so more ka create a component. More about the angle, what we know gore this angle from the first quadrant towards here ke 180, because ke angle on a line. So ge le gore from here to here ke 150, re la gore this remaining space e tla ba 30 degrees. So re la gore already re tseba that angle. And then now re na le this FD, re la gore ge o nyaka go create a component is either go create this one or we create in this way. And then because wa tseba gore this is 90 degrees and then mo ke 30, re la gore mo o tla ba o na le 60 degrees, but it's all up to you wena o nyaka go shumisha f. And then another thing mo re na le FC and then re na le FB, but ge o ka lebelela these forces they are on the straight line, ga di ne components. So now a re lebelele gore question e re, this question e re calculate the magnitude of the resultant of force B and force C. This one is straightforward because re na le force ya B to the left and then ra ba le force ya B to the right. So o ka kgona bona gore this one they are in one dimension, so re la gore finding the resultant yo ba straightforward. So this one re tlo calculator in this way, re tlo re f resultant e lekana le positive 6 and then minus 8, because this one here in the negative direction and then this one here in the positive direction. So re la gore the answer you re fa gore ke -2 newtons, but because ba rile magnitude re la gore direction is not important, so re la gore in conclusion ke tlo re ke 2 newtons. So this is the answer for part A, and then re lebelele the next one. And then part B e re the net horizontal component for the forces A, B, C, and D is equal to 1.25 newtons. So mo ba re file the horizontal component, re la gore this problem should be very easy because re ka dira in this way. Re tseba gore this component ya horizontal ba e kry-ile in this way ke the resultant or the sum, and then re la gore lekana le everything ya horizontal e lekana le ya a, so re la gore I can say horizontal ya a and then plus horizontal ya d and then plus horizontal ya c and then plus horizontal ya b. So ke ka mokgwa e le gore this answer ya 1.25 Newton ba e kry-ile in this way because o ka kgona go tseba gore always ge re nyaka the horizontal components re di adder in this way. So from there re la gore it's all about substituting, but mo re a tseba gore ba re file gore re na le 1.25. So now let's see FAX. Re tseba gore if this is the component and then more kwane gore the angle is 30 degrees, fx ke this one. So e rela gore FAX e lekana le -5 cos 30 degrees. The reason ke ngwala negative ke ka baka la gore is on the negative sides, and then because re tseba gore ge re nyaka fx re shumisha cos, because this is like saying cos theta e lekana le adjacent, which is fx, and then over hypotenuse, and then hypotenuse e rena ke 5. So from there ka dira fx subject of the formula. So that is why ke na le 5 cos 30. This negative is because we are on the negative sides. And then now let's see f dx. So ya f dx ke tlo ngwala in this way, ke tlo re plus fd and then ka re cos 60 degrees. O ka kgona bona gore mo ke 30 degrees, and then e rela gore ge e le gore na ke choose this component e rela gore mo ke 60 degrees, therefore e rela gore ke na le something like this one, and then this is fd, and then this is angle 60 degrees, and then this is fx. So because ke nyaka fx the horizontal e rela gore ke tlo re cos theta e lekana le adjacent, and then hypotenuse ke fd. From there e rela gore fx e lekana le fd times cos 60 degrees ke cross multiplication. So that is why mo ke na le fd cos 60, and then because it's on the right hand side e rela gore the sign must be positive. So ke rela gore don't be confused ge ke na le this part. And remember gore wena ge o nyaka o ka tšea this one as your component, and then rela gore this one e tlo ba your fx, and then wa shumisha this 30 degrees. But o ka kgona bona gore wena gore o kry fx rela gore o tlo shumisha sin theta, o tlo re ke opposite and then over hypotenuse. So it's all up to you, but nna ke choositše ya 60 degrees. And then now let's see ya c. This one ya c ba re file gore ke positive 6, so re la gore nka e ngwala as positive 6, and then this one ya b ke negative 8 because it's on the negative sides. So from there re la gore ke na le 1.25, and then e lekana le -5 cos 30 degrees, and then plus fd. Remember fd ke yona re nyakao, and then cos 60 degrees, and then 6 minus 8 re la gore this is -2. and then from there, because ke nyaka fd e rela gore o tlo tšea this minus 5 cos 30 wa isha to the left hand side, and then wa tšea this negative 2 wa isha to the left hand side, and then from there e rela gore o tlo šala ka this part on the right hand side, and then because o tla ba o nyaka fd e rela gore o tlo divide both sides ka cos 60. ge o e dira in that way, your fd e tlo fa gore ke 15.16 newtons, and because ba re ke magnitude e rela gore direction is not important. So this is our answer for part B. a re lebelele part C, and then part C e re hence calculate the magnitude of the resultant force acting at point O. This question actually no ba gore e nyaka re calculator the f-net ya the vertical and the horizontal. Remember gore in our previous example re ile go kry-a fx and then ra kry-a le fy, and then ge be re nyaka the resultant re tšere these answers ra di plugga, and then from there ra kgona go find fr. So this question actually e nyaka re find the fr. The reason e re acting at point O is because mo ke mo ile gore all of these forces they are acting, so re nyaka fr, the resultant, the sum of all these forces. So re tlo dira in this way, re tlo nyaka fy, and then fx ba re file yona already, remember gore ba rile ke 1.25. so e rela gore rena actually mo re no nyaka fy, and then after that ra nyaka the resultant, re tlo e beya on this Cartesian plane. So now let's see gore ka find bjang the sum of the vertical components. So mo re tlo find y, and then even this one ra find y. So ka kgona bona gore na le only two forces tše le gore di actor in the y direction. So a re lebelele this one ya a, remember mo re na le 30 degrees. So ke tlo e dira in this way, ke nyaka the sum ya the y components, and then ke this one ya a rela gore e tlo ba 5 sin 30 degrees, and then remember gore e tlo ba positive because it's on the positive direction. Remember gore e no ba opposite and then over hypotenuse, and then from there ka dira the subject of the formula e re ke dira in this way gore kgone o nkwešiša. This is sin 30 e lekana le opposite, and then opposite remember ke fy re nyakago, and then hypotenuse ke 5. So from there wa dira fy subject ka cross multiply, so that is why ke na le 5 sin 30, and then yeah, this one it will be negative 15.16 and then sin 60 degrees. This one really the angle 60 degrees, and then remember our fd recalculated re 15.16. so actually really this picture here, more angle ke 60 degrees, and then fd renali ona re kreile gore ke 15.16. remember fd ke hypotenuse, and then mo re nyaka fy, so re la gore sin 60 degrees e lekana le opposite, and then hypotenuse ke this one 15.16, and then from there ra dira fy subject. So now mo ke beile negative because so ka kgona bona gore this fy is in the negative direction. So more na le the sum ya the y components in over this one and this one, so re la gore from there o ka pressa calculator. So re ka pressa calculator it lo fa gore ke negative 10.63 newtons. so re no rela gore ke 10.63 newtons downwards. So now re nyaka go find the resultant. Rela gore cobalt something like, if this is the Cartesian plane, and then remember our x it was positive, so rela gore yo ba in the positive, and then e be ile 1.25, so this is 1.25, and then ke x rela gore is in the x direction, and then more re gore ke negative 10.63, and then ke y rela gore negative 10 is downwards, rela gore nka engwala here. Remember it's the same thing ge wena o nyaka o ka dira in this way, it's all the same thing. This is your y, and then worry this is negative 10.63, and then rena re nyaka the resultant. So rela gore re tlo shumisha theorem of Pythagoras, and then from there re fr e le kana le 1.25 newtons, and then plus negative 10.63 newtons, and then your answer tlo for ke 10.70 newtons. But mo ba rile ba nyaka the magnitude, rela gore ga ba nyake direction, so ge ile re go nyaka direction wena o tla find angle theta. So this is our answer, and that's it for this problem. This one re three forces F1, F2 and F3 act simultaneously at a common point O as shown in the diagram below. And then mobari F3 has an X component of negative 4 newtons, mornally F3, and then worry this F3 in a X component. That's why X component is this one. Rela mobar filori this is negative 4, and then about and a Y component of negative 3 newtons. Rela this is a Y component. So this is Y, and then this is X, and then this one bar filori negative 3. So now worry calculate the magnitude of F3. This one it should be straightforward, because only a right angle triangle, and then only negative 4, only negative 3. Rela unyaga F3 by using theorem of Pythagoras. So rela answering this one kitlore F3 elegantly negative 4 squared plus negative 3 squared, key theorem of Pythagoras, and then from there the answer of our 5 newtons. So this is the answer for part A. I'll level the next one, and in part B calculate the magnitude and the direction of the resultant force acting at point O. The previous one. So runyaka at the sum here the horizontal, and then let the sum here the vertical. So from there radibia on the Cartesian plane, and then find the resultant. So now our level x. Level x are only two forces. Give this one and also this one. So erela or get positive and then negative. So erela or kitlore at the sum, yeah, x elegantly a positive 3, and then plus negative 4, and then alpha negative 1 newton. And then now let's find the y. Y are only two. Arnali this one, and then rabali this one. So relaure robali positive 8, and then negative 3. So from there 8 minus 3 relaure arnali positive 5 newtons. So now we can find the resultant. So a review on the Cartesian plane. So robal something like, so x re it's -1, so re negative is on this side, and then y is positive, re the y is on the positive sides. So rena re nyaka this one, so mo rena le -1, and then this one rena le +5, so re nyaka the resultant. So re tlo dira the same thing, ra shumisha theorem of Pythagoras. So re la gore I can say fr le gana le -1 squared and then plus 5 squared, so e re fa gore ke 5.10 newtons. So now it's about finding the direction. So re ka dira in many ways, remember. So because mo ke nyaka theta, re la gore I can say tan theta le gana le opposite over adjacent. So opposite ke 5 and then adjacent ke -1, but the negative sign is not important. Always don't substitute with negative. So from there ke nyaka go find a theta, re la gore ke tlo re shift tan 5 and then angle e mfa gore ke 78.69. So re la gore ke tlo re 78.69 and then ka re north of west. Ke north of west because ke approacha north and then ke tswelela west because this is west and then this is north. So my angle o ka kgona bona gore I'm moving from west and then ke approacha north. So this is our answer. O mongwe a ka dira in this way, remember, and then about something like this one. So it's all up to you rona o dira bjang. So nna ke tlo tlogela in this way, and that's it for this problem anyway.